Today, we'll be playing through the 4th domain in Assassin's Creed Shadows. You'll see the upgrades I've purchased with mod coins, as well as the challenges that await us in this level. The conditions don't seem too difficult, they even give you a bonus right at the start. The start of the level is interesting. You have to perform a leap of faith from a mast and swim underwater. It's unusual. I'll say right away that the regular enemies here are already much tougher than in previous trials. If you lose your focus even for a moment, Naoe could lose all her health. That's why you need to navigate this level very carefully. And I realize how challenging it is right from the start. My health recovery items run out quickly, and the enemies deal massive damage. I barely managed to defeat the 2nd domain Daisho. Then I realized that to successfully complete the level, I need to stay calm and rely more on stealth. The tactic is to perform an assassination, and then, once other enemies have spotted you, immediately flee to a safe zone and hide without engaging in direct combat. Only when there were few enemies, no more than 3, did I engage in open combat. It was in the 4th, the Shipbreaker Domain, that I fell through the textures for the first time. It's just incredibly frustrating. Out of nowhere, right in the middle of a fight, I found myself beneath the surface, and it was very difficult to get out of there. Otherwise, the experience of hunting Domain Daisho is quite interesting. Sometimes you have to lure enemies out and ambush them to perform an assassination. The Domain Daisho in the Shipbreaker are strong, and I wasn't able to defeat a single one with an assassination. I had to engage each one in open combat. That's why it's a good idea to eliminate other enemies beforehand so they don't get in the way during the fight. The 3rd Domain Daisho almost beat me, but with my last wisp of health, I managed to snatch victory and was once again glad that there's a restock station in the domain to restore my health. Finding the 4th Domain Daisho, or rather, the path to it, was probably the hardest part for me. That's why I decided to quickly show you the route. I'm running through the area, and there are no enemies here anymore. Rest assured, there are plenty of them here. It's just that while I was searching for the 4th Domain Daisho, I'd already taken care of them all. That's why I can run through the route quickly. Eventually, you'll reach an area where enemies and the final Domain Daisho are waiting. I think you'll figure out the rest on your own what's here and what to do. After all, everyone has their own path. The advantage of the Shipbreaker Domain is its high ground locations. You can easily knock tough enemies off a cliff and handle even those you can't assassinate without any trouble. I also lured the 4th Domain Daisho to a spot where there were no enemies left, and after a brief skirmish, I simply threw him into the abyss. That's where he belongs. It's time to head to the final battle of the 4th domain. To be honest, I was expecting at least a different boss name, but it's Eamon Hathaway again. I guess the developers just ran out of ideas here. I won't even mention that this is exactly the same boss as before, he's just a little tougher. The main challenge in this fight is the spirit that appears during the battle. While I used to just ignore it, this time it's the biggest threat. The spirit's attacks vary depending on what weapon it's wielding. When the spirit has a sword, I just run away from the enemies and then dodge so it doesn't hit me. After all, its strikes deal the most damage. As for the main opponent, Eamon Hathaway didn't seem difficult to me. I don't know. Maybe it's because of my build, since my Tidal Wave and Eviscerate abilities recharge quickly, and I constantly attack the enemy with them. It's harder to keep track of the spirit that appears and dodge its attacks. To avoid having to describe my entire build in every video, I'll leave a link in the comments, and you can also see the link right now in the top right corner. The entire battle follows the same pattern. I attack the enemy with Tidal Wave, then land a few basic attacks, and then use the Eviscerate ability. After that, I need to retreat, preferably as far away from Eamon Hathaway as possible. While casting abilities, Naoe is invulnerable to enemy attacks, but when you retreat, you should keep an eye on both enemies. I keep running until my first attack ability cooldown resets. Sometimes I have to run a little longer because a spirit appears, and before attacking the boss, I focus on dodging this pesky enemy's attacks. It's worth noting that the yellow bar Eamon Hathaway's armor is the hardest to break. This part of the battle is the longest. Once the enemy loses its armor, the damage you deal will increase, and the battle will quickly come to an end. Actually, I found the 4th domain to be easier than the 3rd. Also, the final boss, Eamon Hathaway, is fairly straightforward compared to the challenging final battle of the 3rd trial. Perhaps the main difficulty lies in the fact that the third part imposed a limit on adrenaline chunks. In the fourth part, there's no such limit, and my build works flawlessly. Finding domain Daisho isn't exactly easy. It requires proper concentration and sound decision-making, but it's hard to call this part so difficult as to be impossible. I'm eagerly looking forward to what the next trial levels will bring. One thing is certain, the difficulty really does increase with each level, and in reality, the correlation between character level and enemy level isn't a deciding factor. The trials are almost equally challenging for both low-level and high-level players. This concludes the fourth domain. If you found this video useful, please like it and subscribe to the channel. I also recommend watching my other videos on Assassin's Creed Shadows, where I explain many interesting things. I am sure you will find a lot of interesting stuff there. See you soon, my friend, and take care.